What's up, Gorilla Nation? It is Relentless here, bringing you another weekly vendor reset video. But if you happen to be new to the channel, or you're just enjoying the content, then be sure to ground and pound that like and subscribe button. Also, reach up there, trigger the bell, and turn on post notifications, so that way you never miss a live stream or a video that is uploaded. First, we're going to start out here in the base of operations, then we're going to move to the clan vendor, and then on to the DZ vendors, and then finally the settlement vendors. So let's start here. First, we have an enhanced AUG A3P, and the base damage is 13,024 with measured distance and cannon. Next, we have an AUG A3CQC, the SMG version, base damage of 12,113 with sadist, allegro, and in rhythm. Tactical M1911 with spike, optimized, and protected reload. An RK backpack with 3.5% crit hit chance, 8% crit damage, 12,412 armor, safeguard, vital, and an offensive mod slot. Next, we have a Petrov chest piece, 143 skill power, 14,957 armor, 7.5% crit damage, 6.5% headshot damage, self-adjusting utility mod slot. Next, we have an offensive mod slot with 5% optimal range, 2.5% total trash, and 1% shouldn't even be in the vendor. Next, we have a Trauma Analyser, which is a drone mod with 22.2% deflection duration. And then finally, we have a turret mod with 63.7% duration. Now let's go on to the level 30 clan vendor. Alright, here at the level 30 clan vendor, we have the invisible hand. No, not the invisible hand that us guys, when we're teenagers, sit on it, let it get all numb, and then jerk off just to make it feel like somebody else is doing it. No, not that invisible hand. We're actually talking about the named SMG. Do I look like a charity to you? Market forces are at work. You want what I've got? So let's make a deal. And that is my chick, Cassie Mendoza. Base damage 13,700. Fast hands, perfect allegro, and rhythm. And the reason it has fast hands on it is because we all know since it came from Mendoza, she has those fast hands, you know what I'm saying? But moving on, we have an aces and eights mask. 7% crit chance, 24% damage to elites, offensive mod slot. Hardwired gloves, 119 skill power, 7% LMG damage. Aces and 8s gloves with 5% shotgun damage and 5% LMG damage. An MP7, 10,512 base with Ranger, Extra, Rooted. A double barrel sawed-off sidearm. Base is 170-460 with Breadbasket, Allegro, Rooted. An Araldi Holdings holster with 725 skill power, offensive mod. An FAL, 14,926 base, on empty, optimized, and rooted. A Black Market RPK 74E, base damage is 13,352 with 25.8k. And I am a fan of the Black Market RPK, but this one is trash. You can get a considerable more amount of damage from an RPK. You can get upwards to a base of over 17,000. So this is like 4,000 or more off its max, and then it doesn't have Allegro, in which you want Allegro on it. And of course, you could easily put Unhinged if it already had Allegro, but still base damage is too low. Moving on, R&K gloves with 8% marksman rifle damage, 5% LMG damage, and of course, clutch. An Overlord Armaments chest piece, 44.7k baked in armor with weapon damage, crit hit chance, critical hit damage. You can change out the Berserk talent to best suit any kind of rifle build out there and run like a boomerang rifle build because it already has weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage, and 2 defensive mod slots. Next, we have a utility mod, 110 skill power, 66 shield skill power, and then 166 seeker skill power. A shield mod with 58.6% holstered regeneration. A Hive mod, 43.2% healing. And finally, a pulse mod that gives you 26.1% radius. All right, moving on, starting with DZ East. We'll see you guys. We'll see what she has. An SRS A1 with steady-handed, 85-645 base damage. Distance, Zen. An MG5 base damage of 11,457. Close and personal, optimized, recharged. A DNH mask with 247 skill power, 18% skill haste with trauma. An Out Summit holster with 15,125 health on kill and insulated with the utility and offensive mod slots. A utility mod with 99 skill power, 1% grenade damage, and 3.5% bleed damage. Chem launcher mod, plus 4 ammo. Next, we have a Hive Auxilary battery with 297 Hive skill power. And finally, a Pulse mod with 47.1% effect duration. Alright, this is a waste on DZ East, so hopefully the West will be better. See you guys here. We've reached DZ West. Let's check her out. I'm pretty sure there is a sale going on at this dark zone that gives you unlimited free supply of invisible walls. Just kidding. But wouldn't that be actually funny if they did? Anyways, Tactical Super 90 SBS with Pummel, Jazz Hands, and Spirit Fingers. Everlasting, an Urban MDR, Bread Basket, Extra Overlapped, Badger Muff Gloves, 11,098 health, 1.5% crit chance, and 5% pistol damage. An Araldi Holdings Knee Pads, 11,333 health, with Calc System Mod with 2,076 armor, 3.5% health, and then 2.5% total armor. Not the greatest of defensive mods so far this week. Every prior week to this week has had better defensive mods, but hopefully DZ South or the settlements will have something. Moving on, a Seeker skill mod with plus 6 extra cluster mines, a Shield mod with 74% health, and then a Firefly mod with 18.3% speed. No, not the white pony kind either. Say no to drugs, kids. Moving on to the 7. Alright, finally, the last Dark Zone vendor here in DZ South. We have an MP5 ST with Close and Personal, Jazz Hands, Spirit Fingers, Protected Reload with a base of 13,857, an FAL base of 14,459 with Spike, Stable, and Greased, X45 with Strained Jazz Hands Double Duty, Araldi Holdings Backpack, 15,679 armor, 22% skill haste with skilled, self-adjusting, and an offensive mod slot. Next, we have an Araldi Holdings chest piece, 46.5k baked-in armor, 8.5% crit hit chance, 14% headshot damage, Mad Bomber for some strange reason, and an offensive and defensive mod slot. Next, we have an offensive mod slot, 1% damage to armor, 1% damage to health, and 1.5% weapon damage. Over your basic variety of getting like an all-purpose 5% weapon damage with the combined archetype weapon damage plus the overall weapon damage on an offensive system mod is actually better than this 1.5 and then 1 and 1. Now, if that damage to armor was at least 2 to 2.5, as long as the damage to health is the same, then that would actually be greater damage against, things of armor than a overall 5% weapon damage. So just keep that in mind. A drone mod at 86.1% health, and then a turret mod at 55.1%. All right, we're here at the campus settlement. This vendor has a Paratrooper STD, 56.4k. Base is 44,735. Fast hands, distance, and rhythm. A Black Market RPK, 26.4, but this is just as terrible as the previous one that we viewed in this vendor reset. Don't waste your time. Next, we have a Fenris Mask with 3.5% crit chance, 16,329 health, with a 50% skill duration, and is only a gear score of 493. A China Light Industries holster with 407 skill power, 19,849 health. A Utility System mod, 58 skill power, 4% grenade damage, and 2% explosive damage. Next, we have a Chem Launcher mod, 39.8% duration. And then we have a Hive mod with 32.3% health. And finally, a Pulse mod with 41.5% charge speed. On to the last pit stop, and that is this theater settlement over here. We'll see you guys and gals.
Can you deal with that?
Oh man, I just imagine Division 1 had, you got 24 guys.
Yeah, baby, I'll come over there and take a look at you in a minute. Look at that wobble. But anyways, never mind. Back to the vendor reset. Sorry, guys. I got a little distracted there for a moment. Yeah. Anyways, last stop. An SA, or what I call a sausage shotgun with a base of 78,507 with Ranger, Distance, and Cannon. Ranger is probably the last talent you would actually want on any shotgun. Next, we have a military MK17. Base is 37,572. Lucky Shot, Allegro Double Duty. Lucky Shot is one of my favorites because of my potato aim. Because maximum magazine capacity is increased by 20%, missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return the magazine. So even if you have, which is I'm sure, a better rifle, but are looking for the talent lucky shot to put on said rifle, then come pick this one up just so you can get the lucky shot talent off of it. Moving on, Overlord Armaments gloves, 6% LMG damage, 5% marksman rifle damage, and opportunistic. Next, Heligard knee pads with 8,027 armor, 29.5k baked in armor with restorative, 30% health on a kill with 2 defensive mod slots. Next, we have a defensive mod, 7939 armor, 1% health, and then 1.5% total armor, that is not too shabby. I'll probably come back and at least get 1 or 2 of these. It'd be almost near perfect if that 1.5% was around 3.5%, but the main thing is the high base number value of that armor at 7939, because that number reflects on all the other percentages, and those percentages are much larger, so you're going to get much more in return than instead of having, say, 3,000 armor with 4% total armor. So you got to take all those factors in consideration, and each and every build is different. So if it's actually going to benefit you, then come by and pick these up. Next, we have a Seeker mod, 36.0% health, a Shield mod, 269 shield skill power, and finally, we have a Firefly mod, plus 4% max targets. Well, it's a halfway decent vendor reset this week, not too great. Hopefully things will get better.